NFL.
Larry, we are just off of Centennial Olympic Park Drive at the home of the Falcons since 1992. It's the Georgia Dome here in downtown Atlanta. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Atlanta Falcons. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Roethlisberger on first down. Over the middle here to Brown. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Brown finishing 2016 with over 1,200 yards, 106 receptions. Now for him, people were expecting maybe some bigger numbers, Charles. What did you make of Antonio Brown's season?
Well, what I made of it is that he started to get more help along the way. Jesse James developed at tight end. Once Le'Veon Bell got into the lineup, he started to catch passes out of the backfield and ate up a few numbers as well. So Big Ben had more targets to throw it to. That should help Antonio Brown going forward in 2017 because he'll still be the primary guy. But when you get help, boy, you can make bigger plays downfield.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. On the right side, caught by Green. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. In 12 regular season games this last year for Bell, averaging over 150 yards from scrimmage. First 2 games in the playoffs were great, but, getting injured in the final game probably leaves a bad taste in his mouth.
Leaves a bad taste. Gives him fuel for the next season, though, because remember, for the last few years, he hasn't been able to play a full season for various reasons. Now, going into next year, imagine those numbers over a 16-game season and heading into the playoffs. Le'Veon Bell can set new records.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger goes underneath for Bell. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective 3rd down play to move the chains. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got time in the pocket. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
There's no doubt about it. That's just one of the best connections in the league. Big Ben throwing it to Antonio Brown, and Antonio Brown has turned himself into such a player. A low-round draft pick, but you can't beat his determination or work ethic, and Big Ben welcomes that.
And Big Ben won a Super Bowl at 23, youngest ever to do so, has never looked back. So not much to speak of scoring-wise in this first quarter of play. 0-0 our score. We're back to Atlanta in just a moment. This is the NFL, and you're watching EA Sports.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2, and they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They get 25 yards out of that one. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal.
All right, no humor in this one in terms of laughing at the defense. But if you're the offensive play caller right now, you've got to have a big grin on your face. You look at your play sheet. Every play you look at is glowing at you. It's almost a neon saying, call me, because you're getting big chunks of yardage no matter what you're dialing up. The balance is really, really good. Pass it for big yards, run it for big yards. Either way, he's got to like what he's doing.
Now Bell. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. It looked like he might have had a window there, but the rhythm was just a little bit off.
It certainly was, because everything that has to come together to get a pass completed, yeah, you're right. The sync just wasn't there.
On 3rd and goal, Roethlisberger. He's got time. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 1:52 left to play in this 2nd quarter. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with Larry Ridley for highlights and analysis of our first half of play. Not too many highlights yet, at least in terms of scoring plays, that is.
Yeah, but hang in there. We might get something these last 2 minutes.
And Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took them a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
Another block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
On first down, surveying the field. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Trying to get that in the hands of Devontae Freeman that time. Let's look ahead for a quick minute. We don't have the schedules yet for next year, but what we do have are the 5 international games that will be played, 4 in London and then 1 again in Mexico, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Miami, New Orleans, Cleveland, Minnesota, Rams, and Arizona. Those in London, and then Mexico's going to get a great game. The Raiders in New England.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And just think about the ones in London. Remember, they're splitting them between the 2 different stadiums in London, so they get a different flavor in all of these places. In Mexico, for the 2nd straight year, the Raiders are coming to town. That should be a whole lot of fun.
Should be a ton of fun and a very good matchup. And they're going to speed things up here. Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he's got some space here. And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
So they're behind the chains as the offense. 12 yards needed on 3rd down. Coleman. And some room to work. And he'll get to the... Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle here to Brown. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks. Say, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot him.
3 receivers to the left.